guys, it's Jess from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a more chatty video. I know you guys said in my 2019 goals where I asked for you for any recommendations you have or requests you have for videos, you guys said you wanted more chatty videos, and so I have my least favorite romance tropes, and these are things in books that make me so mad. They will lower my rating of the book. I will just roll my eyes and I'm like, really? That's where this book is going? And I think you guys know some of these, but there are others that I don't know I've talked about enough that just like really annoy me, and I want to see if they annoy you too. And so I will say, let me look it up real quick. I was planning on doing this video last week and I didn't have time to do it, so I was going to do it this week. And then Catherine Cassidy, who I just recently started following, she just posted her top 5 least favorite romance tropes. And I have been refraining myself from watching her video because I don't want it to affect what I say, and I'm not copying off of her. I'm just saying, like, we literally had the same idea at the same time, and I will go ahead and link her video down below because as soon as I'm done filming, I am going to check out that video because I've wanted to watch it, but I have made myself not because I don't want it to influence what I say. So I'm gonna watch it right after this, but I have wanted to make this video for probably like 2 weeks now, and I'm finally sitting down and doing it. So we'll go ahead and get to it. I'm gonna get the most obvious one out of the way, and that's Insta Love. If the couple like meets in the first chapter and then they're like obsessed with each other, or they're already telling each other I love you after like a week of dating, I get really annoyed. So like the book I recently just finished reading, Wildcat by Max Monroe, I was listening to on audio, and I definitely think it was a bit too insta-lovey for my taste. Like nothing really built in their relationship, and they were all of a sudden just like, oh my gosh, like, I love you. And I'm like, that became quite quick in that relationship. I still gave that book 4 out of 5 stars, but I think without the Insta Love, I would have loved it. But I think everyone agrees on that, right? This next one is probably my biggest pet peeve and happens all the time. Once I tell you, you're gonna notice it. And that is the super hot guy or the super hot girl that's the main character that literally everybody hits on and wants to date. Specifically, I've seen this with like waiters or waitresses. It's always the waitress is hitting on the guy that the girl's with. And I'm like, how many times have I been to a restaurant where like the waiter or waitress, their main priority is like hooking up with who they're serving? Never. And so I cannot stand it. Like the girl gets like super nasty to the waitress because she's like only focusing on the guy and like flirting with the guy and like giving him those eyes, and I'm like, come on. So many books I read have where the waitress hits on the guy and the girl gets really mad, and I'm like, that's not okay. Sure. Or like they're so hot that everybody in the room is watching them walk by. That always happens with the girl. So like the guy gets really mad because like the main girl walks through like the bar or the party and all the guys are watching her walk by. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. Definitely happened, right? I hate it when authors do that. So this next one I recently did tell you guys about, I think in like November or October. I think I read 5 books with this trope and I was just like, I'm done. I cannot anymore. And that is the surprise pregnancy trope. No, I cannot deal with a surprise pregnancy because then the drama becomes, but do you love me for me, or do you love me because you're stuck with me because I'm having your baby? I don't care. I don't care, and that's like such an annoying plot drama device that I just can't stand. And they're always just like, but I was on birth control. How did this happen? And like always the excuses that they like had the flu and so they were on like antibiotics or something that like counteract birth control, and so they got pregnant. I think I read like 3 in a row where like the reason why they got pregnant was because they were on antibiotics and completely forgot, and it like didn't make their birth control work. I cannot stand the surprise pregnancy trope, and it happened. There was a book I was reading, I don't want to spoil it because it is a spoiler for like the book, where it was so cute, so good, I was really into it, loving the romance, it was really cute, I love the main characters, and then she gets pregnant, and I'm like, oh crap, this like totally ruined the book. And I know so many people who liked this book, but because of the surprise pregnancy, like 80% of the way through, it like, no, people dropped their rating. It was a 4-star book. It was not 5 anymore because the authors decided to do that. I just don't like it when there's a surprise pregnancy and we have to deal with that drama. I mean, I have no issues with people having kids, but for it to be a plot device and a drama in a relationship, I'm like, no thank you. The next one's definitely more personal to me. I have 2 dogs. If you have been watching me at all, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm obsessed with my dogs. They're just like my life. And I hate books with unrealistic dog parents. I read this one book. I think I remember the author. I'm not going to say it though to you guys. And they adopted a puppy, brought it home, and then went out to dinner. Let's just leave this brand new puppy in our house and pray it doesn't pee while we go out and enjoy some dinner together. Excuse me, we did not leave Lily alone for a week straight. Alexis had like 5 days off in a row of work because she worked at that time 4 days a week, and so she had like 4 at the beginning of the week, and then she had the next 3 days off, and then she had like 2 more days off, and then I took another day off after that because we got her during the school year, which is like a stupid decision on our part. Like, why not the summer when I have the time off? But timing didn't work out, but we got our Lily, and we didn't leave her alone for a week. And I know with Darcy, it was a huge deal when we both left her and went to the gym. We got Darcy in the summer, and I set up like my laptop to record her, and we left for 45 minutes, and I was like freaking out the whole time that like she was just like not gonna be okay being left alone. And these people adopted a puppy and just went to eat. Or like another, I think it was the same exact author, had this girl had I think like 2 dogs or something, like that was part of her character, was like she was a dog mom, and she constantly spent the night at her boyfriend's house and left her dogs alone. I would never in a million years leave my dogs alone at home overnight. Ever. If I know I'm gonna be out of town, or if I know, even if I'm going to a concert, I take my dogs to my parents' house, because there's no way, if I leave my dogs alone for more than 4 hours, even 4 hours, I feel guilty. I hate leaving my dogs home alone. I feel so guilty. I miss them. I'm like, they're just sitting at home just like sleeping. And since my sister's a night shift nurse, our dogs are rarely ever alone. I work during the day, my sister works at night. Yeah, they're sleeping during the day if she works at night, but they're home with someone. So I cannot stand it when authors just like throw in a dog to be cute and then like let their characters just leave their dogs whatever they want. That's not realistic as a dog parent. Cats, sure. Cats you can just leave alone for a week and they'll be fine as long as you leave them food and water. Dogs, no. Dogs are much more hands-on parenting going on. Leading into the unrealistic lifestyle, like with dogs, what annoys me is when the characters never go to work. Ever. They just like sit at home all day. They never talk about going to work. I forget what book I've recently read, but I'm just like, you're never at work. Like, you're like, have a full-time job, yet the book never has you going to work. The same thing is with books that are new adult set in college. That's why my sister really hates reading new adult books, because it focuses so much on the relationship that the characters are never in class, they're never doing homework, they're never studying, and it's supposed to be a realistic college book. Like, if you've ever been in college, you know a lot of your time is spent studying. Yeah, you have free time and you can like have relationships, but you're studying more than half of your life in college if you are actually a decent college student. So the fact that a character never goes to work or never has school, if like that's what their like profession is, like they're a student, doesn't make sense, and it makes me angry. It makes me really annoyed. Yeah. I realize the next one is like really annoying for me to feel. I understand that, because I feel like I like it in a guy character, but I hate it in a girl character, and that is really cocky girls. I think that we all love our cocky bad boy romances, but like when the girl is like, well, I know I'm hot and I can get any guy I want, it's annoying to me. I feel like such a horrible woman saying this and like having that double standard, and it's about fiction. So, but I hate it when, like, I recently read a book where she talks about how great her extracurricular relationships are and how she is like, doesn't need a man, doesn't need a relationship, she's fine, you know? And I was just like, you're annoying. And she's all like, well, I know I can get any guy I want, and I'm super hot, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that about you. But I'm like, okay when guys do it, so I don't know. I feel like really bad thinking that, but I don't like it when girls are annoying and like think that they're hot stuff. So the last two I have kind of go hand in hand, and I know everyone feels this way too about this plot device, and that is miscommunication as a plot point. So it's either like the one book I recently read, she walks into the apartment to surprise him and he's in a towel and a girl walks out behind him in a towel. Or like he's dressed with wet hair and no, I don't even think he was wet. I think like he was just normal clothes and this girl walks out behind him in a towel. And she's like, I always knew you were cheating on me, and storms out and doesn't talk to him for like a week. And it happens that the girl actually got locked out of her apartment and got off of work and just needed a shower real quick until the locksmith got there and she was hanging out in his apartment. And I'm like, well, that's really annoying because like she didn't stick around for him to talk to her, and she just like broke up with him because she thought something was happening because they didn't communicate about it. I hate miscommunication as plot points because that's not really authentic like drama in a relationship. Like if you are having second thoughts about someone, or like your parents like hate them and that's like really straining a relationship, something like that. Not, oh, I saw something and misinterpreted it and so now I'm not going to talk to you. That happens so often, and then they don't listen, and like I'm like, if you just sit down and have a conversation, it can be fixed in like 10 minutes instead of this whole like month you went by seeing them. I feel like I've read a lot where they misconstrued something, ran off, and ignored them and didn't let them talk to them. I was like, if you see something and you're in a relationship and it makes you really uncomfortable or really angry, sit down and talk to them about it. That way we don't have to waste a month of miscommunication and be annoyed about it. And so this last one that leads into that is the bet plot, because always when it's a bet, the other person finds out about it and gets angry and says you only wanted me for a bet and breaks it off. When really it started out as a bet and then they like started liking them. This is the main reason why I don't like a couple of books. One is super popular and becoming a movie, and I don't want to spoil anything about it, but like that's why I could not stand it, because the ending I was just like, really? Because that makes the person super insecure and they're like, you only liked me because it was all a game to you, and they run away and like they won't listen to them or talk it out. Or the person who was part of the bet didn't say, hey, by the way, our relationship started because they bet me something, but you know what, I really like you now and that's why like all my feelings are genuine. Just sit down and talk it out. Yeah, it's probably gonna like put a strain on your relationship, but at least you communicated about it. The bet plots get old very fast. And those are some tropes in romances that really annoy me. I definitely want to know what annoys you in romances. Let me know down below so I can see if I feel the same way. If you guys feel the same way, definitely let me know. I would love to hear. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.